Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be an interesting matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Arizona Cardinals. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of the...
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Tonight, we've got a great between the Indianapolis Colts and the Arizona Cardinals. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Robert Kimdichi's pro day workout, I know it was only shorts, but that's about as good a workout I've seen from a defensive lineman in a long time. Incredible speed, quickness, and power all on display, and he used every bit of that to make that play.
He was such an athlete coming out of high school. I remember calling his bowl game in 2013 in Nashville. They lined him up and handed him the football as a running back. Well, not really a running back, a fullback, but he can just do a lot of things.
No doubt about it. The consensus #1 player in high school when he opted to go to Ole Miss.
Off play action. Jones. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And they're going to face a third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you go lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And oh, look at that, a diving catch. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3-and-out. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Now Cohen. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his target.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Now Jones. And his throw is incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. Jones gonna throw on 3rd and goal. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. The first carry now. This is Johnson. Oh, he faked him with a juke. Now he's got some room. 30, 20. Still touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, 89 yards. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. The extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. In on the tackle, Kamoko Toure.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
Here's Rosen. And he finds Seals-Jones complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Oh, now he bowls him over. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
Rosen will throw. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Give him 30 yards there.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a change-up in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the change-up, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one,
and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. In for the score. And the Cardinals are in for 6. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Solomon Thomas there on the tackle.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's Jones. Off play action. His throw incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let it just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, Jones. And he fires one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. Well, they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
After the interception, here's Rosen. He's got his man on the crossing route. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals are able to show off their quick strike ability.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed.
Now a hit and a loose football. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security. And they've got it here with a 1st down. They pitch it out to Johnson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, it totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Jones now looking to throw on second down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target, and it's third down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. It's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss.
Now let's go. Blue line it.
Now Jones from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Here comes Josh Rosen and the Cardinals offense back onto the field. Yeah, they have round really as a team, doing well carrying the football. So maybe a little less pressure on his shoulders as the quarterback.
Any pressure he's carrying right now, that's self-inflicted, right? He's taking it on. He doesn't need to. Continue to do what you just said. Let everyone else carry the football. That's been effective. Don't have to worry about him throwing the ball in all the situations now. That's got to be a good feeling if he just relaxes and lets it keep coming to him.
Yeah, and relax and enjoy the second quarter lead right now. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
And able to find Kirk complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Cardinal was able to gain possession, yes, so they will hold on to the ball.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
Well, it looks like they caught him off guard on 2nd and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for him. Picked up really nice yardage, but they still have a lot of work to do on 3rd down.
Now Rosen. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Pass interference, defense.
Thought they were going to force a
Automatic
4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Now it's Rosen. Throw left side complete. It's French. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On second down, Johnson. He will push his way down to about the 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Let's go! 3-19!
Now Rosen looking to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
3rd and goal, Rosen. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out that just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Here we go now. Blue landed.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Solomon Thomas in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
I don't know about you, but if I'm the offensive line coach right now, I'm having an absolute fit. This team that they're going against has 3 sacks, yet they're ranked dead last in the league in sacks coming into this game.
Maybe overlooked them a little bit?
Could be. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if they've just gotten fortunate along the way. I have no real great answer for it, but we're seeing something you don't often see.
That one goes for 24 yards.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing Jones. Looking left side, and it's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Back to throw. Jones. Ebron's got it. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. On 2nd down, Rosen. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he's taken down inside the 30. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Rosen. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. As his guys are in for 6, and the Cards continue to pour it on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the young men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. 13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on 1st down.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty.
Here we go now.
Looking to throw. Jones. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is recovered by the Cardinals. So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. Isaiah McKenzie now on the return. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On 3rd down, it's Ball, and he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, 90.
And they'll go on the ground. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Detroit! Detroit! 4 down. Hurry up, here we go. Green.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Set! Blue, 90.
And now it's Rosen looking. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dayon Buchanan. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
To me, the defense was a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
And the ball moved up here now to 2nd and 7 following the penalty.
Set! Green, 39! Green, 39!
Jones operating from the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that is incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Now they try the right side here. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
A gain of 32 that time. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. A big play there for Indy. 44 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
This is Cohen. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line, they feel like it's theirs. They blocked that one up perfectly, allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Bullock out now to kick this one away. On the return, it's McKenzie. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out in front last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end. Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front. And an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even. Or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front. If those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call a
chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Back to throw. Jones. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 28. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about about the 1-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D-lineman, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow him down.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
On 3rd down, it's ball. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
This drive started with 1st and goal. Now that it's 4th and goal, anything less than a touchdown would feel like a letdown to me.
And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
No gain, and it's 2nd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Let's go!
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. To the right side to Eric Ebron. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Arizona. And wow, the fair catch was signaled for and taken inside the 5-yard line. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
No, check, Patriot!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bautista Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, but they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
And they'll run it here. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
Detroit! Detroit! 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down. Hot!
And they take a knee. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Hey, 4 down. Hot!
And they'll indeed take a knee. And they will take a knee here.